Hi guys, and here we are. We're in the game. We just had to remake the lobby very quickly, but here I am. My name is Wraithwell. You know me from the other weeks of Ireland's EStars. I'm solo casting this week, unfortunately, or just this match. But we'll have our usual co-casters coming back in on Wednesday. We are going to be in Dublin again, guys. So do make sure if you are around, come visit. Come see Big Betty live, meet the players, you can meet us and everything, and it's great to get you guys around. But we can see two teams ready, good kind of picks and bans on either side. I was a little bit surprised by the Janets, not something we've been seeing so much of recently, nor the Sivir, but we saw the Reckless use Sivir to great success in the finals of the EU LCS, so that's been very exciting. Know that I'm excited to see how the top level matchup kind of goes against with Kled against Camille. Both very exciting champions, very champions that really reward aggressivity. So that'll be great to see what they end up doing there. But nice little leash for Gulag on the side of Hawk, who's definitely been a good addition. He joined the team recently and has had quite a positive impact, and it's great to see what impact he has on this game. Swain in the mid lane against Orianna. Orianna is stable, always good. Always able to create a kind of just able to survive and create those leads and great utility. But Swain received a little bit of an early game nerf in the first couple of levels, but I don't think it's going to affect it too much. I think we've seen it, still a top priority pick. Junglers are just going for a clear. Sejuani, Relax Boy on the Sejuani, just going for the double buff. Also likely to make Raptors, but some action in the bot lane there. Kevinman trying to force I Am Path out of the lane. Gets him extremely low and forces out the heal. Trading up the top lane. Nothing too exciting, but you do see that they are stopping the back. Obviously, Sivir can't afford to go back, so she has to stay there. If she does go back, there is a chance that she'll lose too much, especially where the lane is currently positioned. She could definitely be crashed into the tower, and she'll lose some crucial CS. One of the major changes that did happen was obviously the change to the gold value of Cannon Min. So they're now worth about 5 gold, which is huge. So missing that really does a big problem, and you can see that's why Camille is going in for that aggression against Kled to try and zone him off the cannon minion, but isn't successful. Kled doing a very good job at backing up though a little bit there. You can see Sejuani's wrapping up in the top lane now, and Trundle isn't in a position to try and counter gank that, so we'll see what happens there. She's sitting in the back rush, but it looks like she's backing off. But a little bit of trading here. Nami's misses, and they force out the flash. Trundle now coming in, and is Kevinman going to die? Trying to trade the kill. Very possible. Kevinman gets first blood against Sivir in the bot lane, but gets killed straight back, but the game's going over to the support of Fort Krusty Pat. So overall, good trade. Kevinman playing that really well. I was unlikely to be able to get out safely, and so instead goes to grab first blood. Even mount in the top lane. Back a little bit, but this is the interesting thing about Kled, and I'm sure a lot of players, but of his bar, and so he has to hit skill shots and be aggressive to get his map back, which is counterintuitive. It's when he's at his weakest, he actually loses access to most of his skills there. So it becomes a very interesting. A lot of Kled players, when they go back to other champions, sometimes find it a little bit harder to balance that aggressiveness that Kled provides, and going back to as we can see, Keverman having quite a dominant CS. He's now at top CS of I am at all things. I think it's 23. Top lane, that Moo is taking a little bit of CS. This is where we see Ray starting to take about nothing big at the moment, but nonetheless, if this continues to sort of continue to see that, but no, to move back into the lane. Now, in terms of the bot lane, we can see that the only person who flash up is Nat, which represents an opportunity to back does want to come down. Relax Boy does his flash up, whereas Gulag. So far, everything's been fairly standard. Farming, small work, counting kind of dominant. Never had much to make there. Then trying to gank. But good reaction coming out of Chomp, a bit of aggressiveness, use of his ultimate, and nothing comes to his attempted gank. Infernal Drake is there. One, and we can see that Drake had put a couple of kind of do that. Neither of the teams have really even thought of going for it, will be both teams running fairly aggressive, so Infernal Drake is really helpful. Rotation. We see the Trundle moving around in river is spotted out by, I think, doesn't kind of look back. You see him being pinged out by the Nami. Nami's going around to look it, but Trundle is just backing off. Keverman fairly mobile and safe in continue pushing his. So it has definitely gotten down now, 5 CS ahead. I am Pack catching up. Whereas in the top lane, Camille has grown her CS lead to 20 now. It's both junglers just coming. Keverman though going aggressive bot lane, forcing Divya and Jan back out of the lane. And slight trade in the mid lane. Trundle pushing up and trying to support Oriana, but is spotted by Ward and has to kill. Ultimate coming out of Nami in the bot lane with Sejuani down there, but nothing is able to come with a severe spell shield. Move out of the way. Janna was just a flash, however, but apart from that, now everyone's flashing. So we might be seeing a repeat gank on the Janna. Just continuing the standard back. But Moo is definitely showing his dominance in the top lane. And Kled is slowly but surely more further and further behind, which helps grow his sword lead now to 700. Now we can see Ray taking Infernal Drake. Just like cool. Man rotation. And it doesn't look like Ray is in any sort of position with the bot lane having backed. And a nice pickup. Nice dodge coming out right there. And having come back to the lane is looking even further with the item. The drive back complete. Grab the rip out, but seem to back off. moving in. There. Just a bit of damage, ready to bottom power down to half health. Heatherman and one definitely show up today. Now, back to the lane. Got the screen and he secured and stop. Good combos there. He secure chain in ski and into his ultimate. She has her. It's going to put her at 20 CS. Well, a little bit of damage. A nice 20 after that. But to go over to Bray. Waiting to see what's on now. Bit of action, 4-man team in the bot lane after that little bit of trading. We see the aggression coming out of the top lane now. A lot of people in the bot lane at the moment, but nothing too much happening at the moment. But with the first turret gold and first blood going over to Bray, they are sitting now at 2,500 gold lead at 13 minutes into the game. Top lane has definitely extended their advantages there, as well as mid lane after getting that counter kill. You can see that Mu is just pressing his advantage in the lane, having now completed his Sheen. It's definitely a power spike for Camille, crashing the wave into turret and forcing Teddy Sprinkler to cancel his backing, while the bot lane of Fork is rotated now up into the top lane. Going up against Mu, trying to pressure him a little bit. I don't think they'll be able to get him. Now, actually, he's turning it around with the arrival of Everman, who completely did it. Get something back. Strong damage and strong rotation coming out of break. One chomp. And top. Turret soon. Two top go move. I could. Guys, apparently connection issues, so we'll just be reconnecting. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hey guys, and hopefully I am back now, and any slight technical issues that we might have been having have been fixed. A good rotational play coming out of Cork. They have recognized a couple of times that being able to sneak in that Infernal Dragon and now grabbing the Rift Herald, but that doesn't remove the fact that Bray is in a really commanding position now, nearly 5,000 gold at sub 20 minutes. Not 18 minutes into the game. Camille is at 2-1-1 with a significant Swain at 2-0 and Keverman in the bot lane showing up. So this was something that we talked about in the early game or the pre-game lobby, and we were discussing who was it I wanted to watch, and it was very much Hawkins and Keverman who had shown up before and had been very dominant. And it was interesting to see whether the ones that had dominated before would show up, or whether it would be the ones that unfortunately had suffered a few losses. And it definitely seems like whatever issues were plaguing them and causing these inconsistencies are not there, because across the board they are doing well on CS, they are rotating well, they are getting the kills, and it definitely looks like this might not be a super long game. That being said, we can see that on the side of Cork they are not rolling over and able to secure a couple of kills back, but it is still sitting at 2-6. They have the Infernal. No, they've taken the top turret, and the bottom turret is looking very weak on the side of Bray, so we might see a rotation over that way. But our all outer turrets now have been taken by Bray, opening up the jungle, and we can see them moving in. Keverman grabbing the red buff from Cork. The rest of the team having to be careful. Orianna moving up top to try and push out that wave and get a little bit of farm to try and catch up to Swain and finish off her second item. Have to wait and see what's up, but we have the rotation coming now down in the bot lane. Some aggression onto Kled, forcing him back. Nothing to excite him. A bit of poke. They are looking to crash the wave in. Orianna ultimate whiffs on Camille, which is big, so that's a huge cooldown that is down now for the next 40 seconds or so, but they are tailing that and taking that into aggression. Kled trying to dive in and secure the kill on Keverman, but turning around. Sejuani's still alive, but she's picked off by Trundle. Keverman now turning around with the possibility of a lot of weak people. Hawkins in the midst of them with the Swain ultimate. Camille secures a kill on Sivir. Swain gets the double kill on the Kled and the Janna. Now they're chasing down the Orianna, and looks like she's about to be deleted. Only Gulag running for his life, but he's caught out by an ultimatum. Camille kills that, and now they're going to grab the bottom turret after a great ace coming out of Bray. A 5-for-1 trade. Rotations going around. It was a really clean team fight. We saw the Orianna ult unfortunately whiffed there. And the team looked to disengage. Cork went very aggressive, hoping that they would be able to lock down Ezreal. But he's so slippery, and with the Sejuani standing right next to him to be able to disengage, they weren't able to pin him down and do any substantial damage. And whilst Relax Boy did go down, once Hawkins was able to flank and pop his ultimate and come in with the Swain, Keverman turned around and was able to do so much damage to the side of Cork that they weren't able to do anything. And now at 21 minutes, Bray have a nearly 10,000 gold lead, with the mid laner and the top laner carrying a lot of kills. And that is a Camille with a Triforce completed is now going to be doing so much damage. So she's able to jump onto that Sivir. She will not last very long. See, trying to bait. So pushing in. Moo is pushing in the bot lane, while Swain tries to secure mid priority. Definitely looks like Bray are setting up either to bait the Baron or to grab it themselves. They have such a substantial lead, and this is one of the things quite a few teams struggle with when they get such a strong lead early on in the game, is that it's hard to convert. What are you going for? But Swain is now trying to pin down Trundle. If they do manage to get that kill, they will definitely go for the Baron. Removes the 50-50 opportunity, but they're pushing out the waves. But it can be difficult. You've taken major turret. You can't go so far in, you're not doing that much damage, and it becomes difficult to know where do you rotate, what are the next objectives, and how do you push this advantage that you've gotten so early on. 8,500 gold at 22 minutes. They are looking to secure Orianna. She is caught out and deleted by Camille completely. So now it is a 4v5. I'm not sure Cork can do much without their mid laner, who is down for 30 seconds now. Looks like Bray might be rotating over to grab the second Mountain Drake, which would mean that when, and it is a matter of when rather than if they go for the Baron, they will be deleting that so quickly. Camille rotating up top to push out that wave. Now at this point, Cork are obviously very far behind. They need to play very safe, farm safely, and just sit back. You need to be careful with their cooldowns, because we can see Chomp doesn't have his flash. He was overextended, was caught out. His ultimate will be up before the next fight, but his flash won't be. Hopefully they're able to delay until Iron Pie and Krusty Pants are able to get their flashes up, but we'll have to wait and see. Keverman using his ultimate to thin out the wave there and push it back. But the game has gone into a little bit of a lull right now, with Bray uncertain on how to push their advantage and hoping that Cork will make a mistake. And this is just advantageous to Cork, because then they slowly can farm up and they can get back into the game. Still very early on. Moo trying to be very aggressive on the jungler, but Trundle is just out of rage, so isn't stunned. Keverman's having gone back and bought. So a lot of posturing around the mid lane for mid priority and the Baron, but no one has gone for it just yet. The tower's sitting at 4-1 for Bray. Double Mountain Drake. It's definitely a matter of time, but both teams being cautious. Now with Keverman having picked up the red buff, Moo does have teleport as well as Teddy Sprinkles, so there isn't a disparity there. They now have mid priority. Looks like they are baiting, just sitting out of sight. We caught out the Janna, who is one shot. Keverman able to take her out. Great ultimate coming out of Relax Boy, able to pin Janna down. But they're not able to do too much with it. Still, Camille is in the bot lane pushing that in. Kled is forced to hold that. But with both champions having that summoners and teleport up, though Kled definitely wouldn't be able to teleport into a great position, so Camille would have a significant advantage there. Once again, that solo kill not necessarily converting into any direct objectives. Again, some aggression on the side of Trundle, but he's tanky enough. But oh no, Orianna caught out once again, killed off by Keverman, who is showing a dominating performance like we saw when he was on his Varus and got his Pentacle. He's now sitting at 416, putting out so much damage. As well as that Camille, they're rotating over and they're now doing a hard... No, they're not baiting, they're actually going for the Baron. Double Mountain Drake, this will not last very long. Already halfway down, Trundle is not in position. They're trying to rotate over, but Sivir is sitting back. I'm not sure they're going to be able to contest, and they can't. Baron goes over to the team. Straight over action. Camille jumping on to Kled and deleting him. Swain getting that kill. They're now rotating to mid and looking to push that in. Great rotation, and Camille's just doing so much damage, and she's able to engage over such a long range. Sometimes that can be to her detriment because she leaves her team too far behind, but in that instance she was able to lock down the Kled, who wasn't able to escape then, and the rest of the team was able to come in. They now secure the mid lane turret. There's a lot of action, that Keverman doing a lot of damage to Trundle, who now goes down. Sejuani is able to stun the Sivir, but she's able to get out of it. A lot of damage going in. Mid inhibitor now down for Bray, who have positioned the bottom lane wave in the right way. More action coming in. Damage coming onto Kled, who has gone down. He's lost his mount. Very weak. Looks like he's going down. He is deleted. Orianna has to back up. She's extremely low. Bottom tower taken, as well as bottom inhibitor. And it looks like Bray are going to back off at this point. But with nearly a 15,000 gold lead at sub 30 minutes, 3-17, it does not look good for Cork. 2 inhibitors down. The only one left is in the top lane, and it looks like that's exactly what Bray is looking to focus on. So at this point, what we talked about earlier, how things were not looking great for Cork, and what they had to do is kind of sit back, farm up, and stall the game up until a point where they were able to get back into it. Now has just gotten much worse. The situation is much more in the favor of Bray, who had a little bit of hesitation in pulling the trigger with their initial 10,000 gold advantage. But eventually were able to pick off a kill on Kled, and with that gave them the confidence to then turn around, grab the Baron, and march straight into the base of Cork, grabbing the middle tower and inhibitor, and then the rotating bot, and grabbing that as well. Essentially, this jungle completely belongs to Bray, and there isn't very much on the side that Cork can do except sit in their base, defend against the super minions that are coming in, and hope that they're able to stall or catch someone out with a lucky pick. The danger is, though, is that Swain is such a good, like, tanky, off-tank engager that he's not really an ideal target, especially once his ultimate pops. He gains so many stats from that it can be very difficult for a team to burn him down. Camille is maybe someone to delete, but she's outputting so much damage herself, then that becomes also very difficult to do, and we can see it now. Cork knows that, and they're not going in to defend, and it looks like they're going to give up this third inhibitor, so now we'll be having 6 super minions coming into their base, and we can see the damage already coming down. This looks like it's going to be the final stand, waiting for the super minions to push in. Cork is desperately trying to defend. Kled dives in, misses his E, so it's unable to do the damage that he was hoping for. And now the first of the Nexus towers go down. The other one's about to go down itself. Trundle has been caught out, is taking to low half health. Sejuani is now taken out, so is this going to be a turnaround? A lot of damage coming out of the side of Bray. Swain gets the double kill onto the Trundle and the Kled. Orianna able to return the kill onto the Swain, but Keverman stepping up big, gets the double kill, and this looks like it will be a dominating performance coming out of the side of Bray. 30-minute win, 5-21, with a 20,000 gold advantage. This was the performance we were hoping for, and it was the performance that we got. So Bray stepping up, coming out to a very strong win, and now are tied with Shamrock Rovers in second place, I believe, with this.
That is
So
certainly
we're
the
excited
case.
to see that.
Thanks so
Absolutely,
much,
Kieran.
Wraithwell. A
was a pleasure.
super dominating win there, and a complete stomp. Maybe the shortest night of League of Legends anybody's ever seen. But thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you join us again on Wednesday when we're going to be live from Dublin. So make sure you're watching on Wednesday for some more Ireland's EStars, 3 Ireland's EStars action. We'll see you next time.